is what we are looking at. Well, out of everything, all the weightage, blueprints, etc., what you should pay attention is to a very small fact which nobody hardly ever notices. It is this weightage to level of difficulty wala part, D part. You have a look at the D part. What is the D part telling you? It is telling that 46 out of 115 marks would be easy questions. Another 46 of 115 marks would be average questions, whereas difficult questions would be 23 marks. It is a weightage 20% or 23 out of 115. So here is the greatest takeaway for the physics exam. If you don't want to have it, if you don't want to have an experience like a chemistry exam, you should bear the following facts in your mind. Most of these difficult marks, the 23 marks, out of these 23, minimum 15 marks is going to be from the MCQs. All the difficult questions have been categorized under MCQs. So out of those 23, at least 15, they would make an attempt to, sort of make it very tricky, challenging, etc. So prepare your mind. At least 15 questions out of 20 questions in the MCQs, it shall be on a trickier side because the weightage tells it to be so. So that is the first thing to be borne in mind, that MCQs shall be tricky. Minimum 15 is what we are expecting. Next, the one which will limit your scoring, the one which will stop you from getting 65 above, are two sections. The first section is a 3-mark section. While we have been evaluating the PU papers in the from the previous year's batches, we have been noticing that many students lose marks. I mean, majority of their marks is lost in the 3 markers. And then, of course, the numerical 5 markers. So two sections which you have to be very careful is with the 3 markers and the 5 markers numericals. 5 marks long answer, nearly everybody who attempts gets 5 on 5. That is not an issue at all. Where your marks would be lost is you'd be getting 1 out of 3, half out of 3, and in 5-mark numericals you'd be getting 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5. This is the these are the kind of marks which you have been seeing from your seniors or your previous batches. So the two sections to be concentrated at most or very much is on the 3 marks and the 5 marks. After having said that, I hope each of you have given a blueprint, a very thorough, read, and you have already selected the topics. Have you or haven't you? Have you selected the topics, made choice? Have you chosen
Yes, sir.
what to attempt, what not to? Okay. Numericals ಯಾವ್ದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ತೇಜಸ್, beginning from you. What are your choices for the numerical 5 markers? What are you going to attempt?
Sir, EPC, current electricity, and AC.
EPC, current electricity, and AC. Any particular reason why you have chosen this order, or is it, you're comfortable, is that it, or is any deeper this thing, like reasoning went into it?
Sir, no, sir. Rather than wave optics, I'm comfortable with the magnetism chapters, electricity and magnetism chapter.
Acha, वैसे. Okay, okay. And that, see, it is either wave optics, AC, and current electricity, and EPC. So we have omitted wave optics. Okay, all right. And what about the theory derivation? 5 marks long answer.
Not yet decided, sir.
Decide at the earliest. What you can
Yes.
do is you can chunk, you can choose your numericals in such a way that it has a lot of things common with the derivation. For example, from current electricity, you have a 5-mark derivation as well as a 5-mark numerical. You see, so this chapter is going to give you a lot of gains, a lot of profit. Current electricity, you prepare derivation and numerical simultaneously. And AC, there are no derivations as such, only 2 marks, and it is 5-mark numerical. So you can omit all derivations from alternating current, impedance ka derivation, resonant frequency ka derivation, etc. So all those need to be given much care. Right. And in electric charges and fields, it is only the 5 marks derivation. So you you be comfortable, choose the chapters having one backup in mind. If at all things fail, you shouldn't fall short of the mandatory attempts. So have one backup and then play to your strengths. So blueprint, if not tomorrow, at least by today, at least by an hour in the upcoming hour, you should be very clear as to what chapters are you attempting, what are the derivations, what are the numericals part of it. Okay, so that is one thing. Now, what did I tell? I told that nearly 15 questions from part A is going to be on the trickier side. So please do some background research on from where might these MCQs have been taken. Did you get any clues from the chemistry paper, Tejas or Asit or Rupak, anybody in the meeting? Did you get to know from where were the MCQs asked from chemistry?
So some people said that it could be from CET level or something, CET J
CET,
level.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. It's not a CET level, of course. No, not CET. Any other guesses?
Sir, was it from the summary, sir? Like,
ಇಲ್ಲ ರೂಪಕ್ ಅದು questions already ಇದೆ. ಆ questions ಅನ್ನು ಹಂಗೆ ಇಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. They haven't prepared the question as such. As ready-made, such questions are available. So I'm just asking you, do you know the source from where the questions have been adapted?
Exemplar,
no,
sir.
sir.
You are right. All the MCQs, even in maths, for example, it is a combination of exemplar and NCRT only, not CET, not JEE. So exemplar level is quite high compared to PU level. So that is where the difficulty arose from. So I will be sending you NCRT ka exercise question answer as well as exemplar ka question answer. You can refer it. It's already physics help karke I have sent you long back. It is there. So I will be resending it again. You have a look at it. NCRT exemplar. If you're comfortable, these will be very childish. And especially fill in the blanks is going to be very straightforward. Like, see, the options would be like the force between 2 point charges in vacuum is given by. Obviously, it should be some law. So is given by temperature, doesn't seem right. Is given by activity, doesn't seem right. Is given by Zener diodes, doesn't seem right. Is given by wavelength, force given by wavelength, doesn't seem right. So if not subject knowledge, use your elimination skills and try to perfect fill in the blanks. Do not lose marks in fill in the blanks. Where you are allowed to lose marks in the paper, you're allowed to lose marks in this first 15 questions, which is expected to be on the trickier side, just as a chemistry paper. Edward ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಅವರು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಪರ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟು ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಈಸಿ ಇತ್ತು. Chemistry, physics is expected to be in a similar difficulty level category. So idu ಮುಂಚೆನೆ mindset, let us prepare. And then after these, okay, define. Yes, you see 43rd and 44th question. Can you see why is it are such questions easier to score or difficult to score? Look at 43rd and 44th. Question number 43 and 44. Such questions, should you target and make sure that you solve it, or should you leave it if it is to come in the paper? What would be your choice?
Better to leave, sir.
Leave. Why, Tejas?
Sir, 43rd question, maybe we can attend with like with proper time allotment, but 44th, explaining the working of a full wave rectifier would be time consuming, and we have to be thorough with it and spend time.
Look at the weightage for that. 2. Right. So how would you explain the working of a full wave rectifier for 2 marks, worth 2 marks? Nothing more, nothing less. Exactly 2 marks.
Sir, the diagram and
Diagram already there. You needn't again emphasize on diagram. You see, they have made it very clear. The previous question, that this 2 marker they have already known that you have drawn a circuit diagram perfectly. You know the input output waveforms perfectly. Yes, you have done this. Now then, what next? What next? Explain the working of a full wave rectifier. How do you just go about explaining and nothing else? So the trick is like this. Once you are done with the diagram, you should not do anything else other than just refer the above diagram. You write this keyword called refer. By referring the above input output waveforms and the diagram, we can infer the following. The keywords to be written are refer and infer. From referring the diagram, what all points you can infer? Referring and inferring. So what are the points you can infer? Number one, how many diodes are there in a full wave rectifier?
Sir.
2 or 1? Yes, Tejas?
2, sir. 2,
Two
sir. Full wave.
diodes are there. Right. And how are they working? In the positive half cycle, one diode shall be forward bias, other diode shall be reverse bias. In the negative half cycle, the same one diode will be reverse bias. The earlier one diode, the other diode will be forward bias. So you just write this table and say it is 2 diodes. And most importantly, you mention the keyword that it is center tapped. What is center tapped? In the full wave rectifier, you have something called a center tapped transformer. That is essence. If without center tapping, you cannot achieve rectification at all. So they would be looking forward for a mention of center tapping. That's all. ये कितना लाइन्स हुआ है? It has 2 diodes for working in the positive half cycle. Table form में represent कर लो, and it is the transformer is center tapped. Why is it center tapped? Mention. So this much would be the 2 marks worth content for this question. So what I wanted to suggest you all is, please do not neglect 43 and 44. Why so? Because for other questions, for example, obtain the condition for balance of a Wheatstone's network using Kirchhoff's laws. This whole question is worth 3 marks. Right? This whole, is it 3 or
5, sir.
5? 5. Sorry, it's 5. So this whole question is worth 5 marks. One question worth 5 marks. But in 43 and 44, you have the advantage of clarity. You know that if I define threshold frequency, for just that, given 1 mark. No need to write anything more. If I just write 2 experimental observations, I am going to get 2 marks. Nothing, no diagram, no schematic, anything. Just write any 2. Andre, you have written 2. So fine. Write Einstein's photoelectric equation. You should be very careful. They haven't asked you to derive Einstein's photoelectric equation. They have told write. You just write the equation, tell what is a nu naught, what is stopping potential, what is then nu in the equation, threshold energy, threshold frequency, etc. Okay, so you have the advantage of clarity. So whenever you have to choose, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 6 questions out of which you have to answer any 3. So most of the toppers, they would choose question number 43, question number 44, and then anything else. Whatever other chapters are there, choose any one of them and do it, because these are highly scoring. They are meant for you to score. In others, there is scope for the examiner to deduct marks because they are not very clear as to what they want. Derive Lensmaker's formula. Can you see the marking scheme here, Tejas, Aset, and Rupak? Can you see the marking scheme?
Yes, sir.
For 5 marks, what all worth is it? Like let's make a formula diagram लिखने से कितना मिलता है, and then assumptions लिखने पे कितना मिलता है. They are not clear. They haven't revealed the marking scheme in 42. So to get the full benefit out of this, you should ideally attempt 43, 44, and any other one question. That's one tip to score high, because you know exactly how much to write and what is each mark stand for. Others are not very clear in it. They may simply deduct 1 mark. You cannot argue also. That is, they have deducted 1 mark, sir, had derived perfectly. You may not have, because whatever they were expecting, you may not have written it. But here it is very clear. So make use of it. Attempt 43, 44, and then choose any one question. So always attempt split questions. Do not, rather than attempting the full questions, attempt split questions. Score, because it has more chances for perfect scoring. Right, that is one thing. Now, documents. From Vedanta, you got a handbook is what I know Dheeraj also gave the other day.
Yes,
But
sir, we have handbook.
you have a handbook, right? But it is just model papers collection, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
And
just model papers.
Correct. You saw the model papers, not a concern. But if you want a ready-made everything available at the fingertips, here is a PU handbook. Okay, it is officially from PU. It's the official document from PU. Electric charges and fields, all important questions, and what is the expected answer, keywords, everything. If they ask, state and explain Coulomb's law of electrostatics. Ignore the statistics. It's not statistics, it's statics. What to do? See, they have very clearly mentioned if you do not write the diagram, there is a possibility of deducting marks. If you simply say F is equal to Q1, K Q1 Q2 by R square, and then inversely proportional to the square of distance, directly proportional magnitude of charges, no, you will be getting only 1.5 or 1 mark. How to get complete 2 marks or 3 marks? Diagram. So for see, what is quantization of charge? You need not write any EBCD story. You can simply write electric charge is always an integral multiple of E, charge of an electron. Done. So all the keywords packed, perfect response to the question according to PU answer scheme. See, mention the 3 properties of basic properties of electric charge. They have given 5 properties. Why did they give 5 properties? You can choose any 3 which you are comfortable with. Okay, and then write the properties of electric field lines. So there are properties of electric field lines given, and derive expression for electric field due to a dipole along the axial point. See, diagram is important. They have given a hint, and then each step is being made clear. So whatever examiner is looking for to avoid half a mark or 1 mark or a 2 mark, everything is being made. Total electric field is EQ plus E minus Q. See, derive expression for electric field at a point on the equatorial line of the dipole. See, diagram and what to not to mention, what to mention. Gaussian surface, diagram, reason. And there are some deleted portions also because it is from the last year. You need not go for the deleted ones. You just focus on what is there in the syllabus. Potential and capacitance. Show that E equal to minus dV by dx, or derive relation between electric field and potential. Perfect derivation. So whatever you need, it is there in the PDF. So my suggestion is this. Instead of solving only model papers, it is very beneficial to have an idea of what are the important questions in the chapter and how to answer it according to PU. You may know the answer undoubtedly by your current knowledge of JEE, preparatories, and the board preparation. You know the answer. Everybody knows the answer. But the problem comes in presenting it. What points to include and what points to exclude, how to save time. So in that aspect, this PDF will help you. It has chapter-wise segregated derived expression for effective capacitance of 2 capacitors connected in parallel. What diagram to put and how to go forth, what expressions to write. See, final answer should always be tabulated in the derivation. All that has been mentioned in this. This is the physics handbook released by PU last year. This year they haven't released. Last year they had released. This is the official handbook. Chapter-wise, important questions, theory questions have been segregated and put here. Have I made myself clear?
yes, sir.
Yes. So it is
Yes,
just
sir.
that you may be under the false impression that I know things, but your understanding and your knowing may not translate to 65 plus out of 70. Unfortunately, as many a times it happens, it may not translate to 65 plus out of 70. How to get it? By this, you should know what to mention, what diagrams to put. Just be crisp. Don't waste time around. Even the examiner doesn't have time. Even you don't have time. Just do that which is sufficient. Don't go anywhere here and there. Distinguish between terminal potential difference and EMF of a cell. The most important derivations over here, that everything has been, compiled and put in one place. So this is one PDF. Other PDF which might help is a separate one, which was available in the internet. It is from Davangere, Science Academy, PU College, Davangere. They had put this some time back. So ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇಂದ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುವು ವಿತ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬರೀ 5 mark questions, 3 mark ಅಲ್ಲ, ಓನ್ಲಿ 5 mark questions from each chapter. What is important? There are 15 pages. Your NCERT part 1, part 2 in the what are the important 5 mark questions all have been compiled according to PU, and answer scheme also prepared according to PU norms, and they have they have put together. Okay. Obtain expression for force between two parallel current carrying conductor. Diagram ಯಾವ ತರ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ. ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ AC ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್, AC ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಈ PDF ಇಂದ ಓದಿ. ಆಲ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ 5 mark questions have been put in this PDF. ಅದೇ ತರ 2 marks question. All the important 2 marks question which has been asked in PU, chapter wise segregated. See, all 2 markers segregate. State and explain Ohm's law. ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ 2 marks ಸಾಕು. ಅದೇ 3 marks ಗೆ you may need to include a diagram. ಆ ತರ. Cyclotron ಇದ್ದು any 2 uses ಹೇಳಿ, 2 marks question. Cyclotron. Draw a neat label diagram cyclotron and write any 2 applications of cyclotron. So you have these questions as well. So ಇದು 2 marks ಆಯ್ತು, 5 marks ಆಯ್ತು. Why to exclude 3 and 4 marks? So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ 3 marks, 4 marks ಇದೆ. So help is available. I will be sending all these to you very shortly. So you make the best possible use of these. Do not rely only on the model papers released, given to you by Vedanta. That is for your practice. Sumne test ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿ, that's not an issue. What you should be thorough with is how to present your answer and what are the expected questions and the key points, diagrams, important figures ಏನ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ you should be knowing. ಆಮೇಲೆ you also have this is NCERT, right? Yes. Okay. So ಇದು all in one PDF ತರ, the one which I am showing to you currently. It is in color. It is all in color. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ವೈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಗ್ರಿಗೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಒಂದೇ PDF ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ 5 mark questions ಇಷ್ಟು, 3 mark questions ಇಷ್ಟು, 2 mark questions ಹಿಂಗಿದೆ, 1 markers ಹಿಂಗಿದೆ. ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ 5 marks ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, 3 marks ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ವಿಶ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್, ರೈಟ್ ದ ರಿಲೇಷನ್, 1 mark questions again. And then current electricity lu 5 markers ಯಾವ್ಯಾವು, ಇದು all in one PDF ತರ. So totally how many PDF to refer? First, handbook thorough ಆಗಿ, that is very much recommended. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಅ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್, ತುಂಬಾ ನಾವು 70ಗೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದೀಸ್ 5 marks separately, 2 marks one separately, 3 and 4 marks one separately, one glance at the all-in-one PDF. So this much is recommended immediately. Exam Monday ಇದೆ, ಇವತ್ತು the day is I guess Friday, so Saturday and Sunday you have. So today, tomorrow, 2 ದಿನ, ಈ 2 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ you perfect yourself in PU way of presenting things. JE way of presenting things will not fetch you marks. You need to present in the PU way of things. Where to get the PU way of things? Here you can get it. How to represent it. I'll be sending all these PDFs. Any doubts you have, you can get back to me. I shall respond in voice message or WhatsApp. I couldn't respond these many days. I wasn't in a condition to, but from today onwards I can. So any sessions also you want one-to-one, you can surely request for. So this much is from my end. Any more questions from your end? Is there anything else you may need help with regarding your exams from Monday on Monday. Yes. Anything else can be done?
Nothing from my side, sir.
Nothing. Asit?
Sir, I had doubts regarding JEE.
JEE, that can be treated separately. Board, you have anything concerning board stuff?
Boards related, no.
No. Okay. What about other? Who are the others in a meeting? There is
Sir, my question was
Aditya. Yeah, yes, Asit. Tell them.
certain chapters, like for example, wave optics and magnetism and matter, which are important for boards, but JEE I'm not planning to do. Should I just go through the materials for boards instead of studying the chapter?
There is no time left for studying the chapter. Don't even dream of it. You just focus on these things in wave optics. 1 markers, 2 markers, 3 markers. That's all. I hope you're not attempting numerical, Alva, Asit.
I'm not attempting wave optics.
Then good. You do whatever is mandatory only. See, in MCQs, you don't have a choice. In fill in the blanks also, you don't have a choice. So that 2 marks, you have lot of choices. In even 3 marks, you have lot of choices. So just to prepare yourself for the bare minimum, let us say 1 markers. 1 mark fill in the blanks and 1 mark objective. That's it. You know the basics.
So
That is sufficient.
exemplar, then I have to do then.
Exemplar, bada, that would be taking you on the J level itself. As I told, previous year do 1 markers mado, previous year do 2 markers mado, sako. Adrinla barutte. There is nothing to be
Okay, sir.
from anywhere else they can give. Don't
Okay.
make it is for all of you in the meeting. Please do not attempt reading the whole chapter. Simply not worth it. Instead, just to go to the important questions, answer, question, answer, question, answer. That is all that you need. Don't make the heroic deed of going to the depths and reading the chapter. Not worth it, and it will not fetch you marks also. You should know how to impress the examiner, how to write the appropriate step, and how to save time. If you ace these, you can definitely get 65 plus out of 70. Aditi, you have any concern?
Yes, sir. Sir, about the MCQs, because chemistry was a little bit challenging than what we had done.
Please don't understate it. Chemistry was hell. It was, we got to know from multiple centers, people left crying and all, hype madkondella hodranta. It was hell. So yeah, it was not bit difficult. It was hell. I understand. Now what? From physics?
Sir, for physics, will it be like that or what?
Expected is hange irutte ant ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ see the people who make question papers for chemistry and physics are usually from the same college. So same chemistry avannu hang set ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ probably physics hange ಇದೆ ಅಂತ the expert are talking. It might be easier also. Easier ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ you will be happy, but it is okay to prepare your mindset beforehand and go with a chemistry kind of a mentality for MCQs. Others are going to be easy as predicted by the blueprint. The 2 marks, 3 marks, 5 marks, it will be according to blueprint. But MCQs only, I told in the beginning of the meeting, I think you missed it. In the beginning, I told you this. Difficult questions in the paper are going to be 23 marks out of 115 marks. Out of these 23, minimum 15 will be from MCQs. That much is for sure. All the difficult questions shall lie under MCQs. So you should prepare accordingly. NCERT exemplar would do good. Previous year 1 mark questions would do good. Yeah, so that is how it is.
So what about this grace mark thing for chemistry? Is it true?
It's true.
They'll give grace mark for all the MCQs or only few MCQs?
Grace marks for those MCQs which have been regarded tough by the PU Association of Teachers. They have given an assessment to the government saying that these MCQs were of the not of the PU level. Only those MCQs will be getting grace marks, is what we hear.
How many MCQs are there in that list?
That I'm not sure. That I should consult a chemistry teacher. But this is what has happened in the background. The PU Association has gone forward, prepared a report which said that so and so MCQs are not of the PU level. They are beyond PU level. Only those will get the grace marks, is what we hear. But what are those questions? How many numbers? I'm not sure. I will get back once I get the complete details I shall.
Sir, but in chemistry, 5 markers also from solutions chapter. I think some new type of questions that never come in the
Is it?
past years has come. Do you think they'll give grace marks for that also?
That I am not
Yeah,
sure.
that involving
MCQs is
gas
what we know.
constant that had never like solutions so far. It comes related to I think only 2 categories, but this time they had asked about ideal gas constant, something related to that, something like that.
Numerical theory na Asit.
Numerical.
ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಷ್ಟ ಥಿಯರಿಯ ಸಿಕ್ತಿತ್ತು ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ನಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ PU ಥಿಯರಿ ಸಿಗೋದು ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಸಿಗೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ we have to check
What do you think is like a good score in chemistry?
Good score in chemistry consider without grace, right now whatever I'm telling it is considering without grace marks. So taking into consideration North Karnataka especially, a good score in chemistry from a CET perspective would be anywhere between 54 to 61. Anywhere between 54 to 61 would be a amazing score from a CET perspective without considering grace.
But what if you're not able to get 54?
No, 54 is not a cutoff or anything, but it would be good if you get a 54. If not, in other subjects you can make it, because ultimately it is a PCM aggregate which matters now. If your math score is good, chemistry went bad, so whatever is lies ahead of you, you should give your best and try to pull it up. Physics lies ahead of you, so you should concentrate on getting amazing score in physics.
So the PCM aggregate should be at least above 90.
ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. They don't look at chemistry
90.
individually, physics individually, maths ನೋಡಲ್ಲ. Overall, ಮೂರು ಸೇರಿಸಿ aggregate should be 95 plus.
So what about this 75% in PU boards for some CET? Is it true? Like if we
CET?
get yeah, I think my friend was telling me just if my senior, he was telling 75% minimum is needed this year to qualify for CET or something like that.
CET circular doesn't tell anything like that in the information bulletin or brochure, whatever they have released, eligibility ಆ ಥರ ಏನು ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಿಜ, ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಅವ್ರೇನು ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. JEE has imposed a percentage but not PU, I guess.
For JEE we need 70%, 75.
70-75 ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಿನ್ನೂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ದ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಇದು ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅದು ಇದು ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಕೇಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಯೆಟ್.
Okay, that's all.
Yes, Aditi, any other concerns?
No, sir.
Okay, so as I told, do not exclusively rely on the Vedanta booklet model papers. They are good, they'll give you exposure to different varieties, but make sure you know chapter wise answers, how to present your answers, what are the important questions. I shall send these PDF right away to you all. So if you don't have any other queries, we shall wind up. Thank you very much for your attention for this duration. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the session, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Tejas. Yeah.
How is your mother now, sir?
Just hold on.